the UK, 0330-332-6541, or join us via the Love 101 FM app that can be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the main watch today, it's a twofold first watch or main watch. Firstly, we look at analyzing serious crime in Jamaica, as well as examining how one's health may impact leadership styles. And in the second watch, we introduce the new general manager of Love 101 FM, the family station. For a social media question, we ask, what do you love the most about Love 101 FM? Share your responses on our Facebook or YouTube, Love 101 FM, Jamaica Live, and also WhatsApp comments and voice notes too. 876-9973-125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your comments later on the program, but first, as I quote.
Good morning, good morning. Today's I quote says, what God seals, the enemy cannot steal. And this one is from Jensen Franklin. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that one correct.
Jensen Franklin, yes, I've heard of him, seen him, and what God seals, that seal, that word seal, Jukal. Preach on it, Jukal. Seal.
Seal.
When God seals it, you know.
Man, when he puts that glue and locks it up, the enemy cannot, somebody say amen.
Cannot dislodge it.
Till. Thank you, God.
Good morning, Jukal.
Good morning.
So, Jukal, why couldn't you have told me that you were all going to sing that song?
On Sunday.
On Sunday.
I don't want to call you out, but where were you? I never see you.
Oh boy,
you could have come sing. You could have come sing the lead.
I need you.
Right. Yeah,
you need me. We're all a part
of God's body. How was it? Did you like it?
It was wonderful.
Good.
It was a wonderful song, and it was a wonderful service. The main watch. We'll be back after this break.
It's Reggae Month, and the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, presents Reggae Praise Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. And what a glory that will be. Come hear the sounds of Levy's Heritage, Sister Pat, Humble, John Mark Wigan, Orlando Small, Odia Spencer Brown, Nadine Blair, and Perpetual Sounds of Praise. Your MC? Yours truly, Nadine Blair. Reggae Wednesday's Reggae Praise is on Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. at the Festival Marketplace at Kingston Waterfront. The Festival Marketplace is situated near the Kingston Craft Market on Ocean Boulevard, right near the Myers Wharf. Easy to find, and admission is free. So make your plans to come out in your numbers for a night of worship in the key of reggae. What a night, what a glory that will be indeed. Reggae Praise, Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. Festival Marketplace. See you there. A Love 101 endorsed event.
Love 101 welcomes our new general manager, Mr. Michael Bryce. Listen as we talk with him about his journey and his sights on taking the baton as the boss in charge. The interview will take place during the morning watch on Tuesday, February 13, the day before our 31st anniversary. See him and hear his story. That's the morning watch, 7 a.m. on Tuesday, February 13. Welcome to the family, Mr. Michael Bryce. You are with the family station, Love 101.
The season of Lent runs from Ash Wednesday through to the Easter weekend, and Christians all over the world will make various sacrifices and join extra prayers and special fasts in observation of the most sacred time on the Christian calendar. Love 101 once again joins the Escarpment Road New Testament Church of God for renewal of the mind. After all, this is the aim, that our minds will be changed and revelation for a new mindset will be achieved. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 11:05 a.m., on Tuesday at 9:45 a.m., and Saturdays at 12 p.m. for Renewal of the Mind, a short reminder and devotional that will help to keep your mind focused on the Lenten season. Let us aim to be transformed and discern what the will of God is. Renewal of the Mind, right here on the Family Station. Love is
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch, and we're doing two things in this first watch. We're analyzing serious crime in Jamaica and examining how one's health may impact leadership styles. We've heard that crime has gone down, but is there more? And what does a leader's health have to do with their effectiveness or style of leadership? Is there a connection between these two subjects? Well, let's explore that. Today, we have as our guest Dr. Paul Bourne, lecturer at VTDI. And Miss Dr. Bourne, good morning, sir.
And good morning to your listeners. I'm feeling great. Haven't heard, you discussing that song. That's a great song, you know. Wish I were at the church at the time when it was happening.
You know, I was about to sing a part of it, but that's not what I'm a baritone, but that's not why I'm here today. No, what is peculiar, Dr. Bourne, about the most recent crime statistics, if anything? Maybe the statistics, maybe the stats are wonderful, maybe they're fine, but anything particular about them that you want to mention?
Yes, we need to start out first with what is actually promulgated in the media. Nothing is wrong with what is said in the media because crime has been reduced, all right? And that reduction is only 10%. So we want person to sort of understand that's a general context where we are coming from, and we're disaggregating the data.
And it should be celebrated.
That's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. When we look at, say, for example, murders has been reduced by 8%. And that is a remarkable accomplishment. Robbery by 15%. So those things are good. So we're starting off here.
What if anything is a challenge?
The challenge now is when we disaggregate the figures, we realize we're having some serious challenges in Jamaica. So let's look at the clear-up rate for things in Jamaica. The clear-up rate for murder is 47% in Jamaica, which means 1 in every 2 murderer is caught. Right? And that is an alarming figure. Wherever the number of persons are, shootings, the clear-up rate is 36%. So it means that many of the shootings are gone unnoticed, unaddressed. Rape, very good, 80% of the rape cases are solved, cleared up. Beautiful for rape. So only 20% of people are on the road. Aggravated assault, 76%. Great. Robberies, only 25% of the cases are solved. 25%.
Yes.
So this is telling in terms of the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're hardly likely to be caught if you do robbery, and you're less likely to be caught if you do robbery than if you were to murder someone.
Yes.
And that's something that we need to address.
What does it say, if anything, about the real state of violent crimes in Jamaica? So violent crimes are taking place.
Yep.
There are differences in terms of the clear-up rate. What does this say about the real state of violent crimes in Jamaica, and how do we keep safe in a situation like this?
The real issue is that these things are unsolved. Many of them are unsolved. So we have got to ask our leaders, our administrators, to address this issue. The time has come that this is to be addressed, because what is happening is that if 75% of the cases in robbery are unsolved and 50% of the cases in murders, it's likely that it could just be your eye tomorrow morning.
And someone thinking of committing one of these violent crimes might say, well, there is a probability I'll get off. So I'll get
There's
away.
a high probability, not only a probability, there's a high probability that they'll get off. And we're not talking about intimidation either. We're just talking the probability of them getting off having murdered someone.
Yes. let's move quickly into the matter of leadership styles. Never enough time on the morning watch. First of all, do you see a connection between leadership and these violent crimes? Is there a connection at all?
Very, very good. We have not done that study, but I can guarantee as soon as I have done so, this will be the first place I will actually come to make that information known to the public.
Thank you, sir. And to segue immediately now into leadership styles and health, does one's physical health, and I deliberately said physical because you have other types of health, does one's physical health, starting there, have anything to do with the ability to lead?
Absolutely. And that has been well established in research, but it has never been done in Jamaica.
Oh.
So this research actually examined over 300 leaders in a particular denomination in Jamaica. And what we really wanted to understand is what is going on with people's health, and is their leadership style affecting their health? Because no research has ever been done on the matter. So
let's get something straight. Is it leadership style affecting health, or health affecting leadership style, or both?
Leadership style affecting your health.
Oh.
And we are saying, without a doubt, the answer to that is yes.
Explain.
But what we found out is that we use an instrument which is from Bass and Avio that was done in 1991 and modified up to 2020. So we actually use that instrument, and that instrument actually measures health in terms of 3 fundamental components: 1, transformational; 2, transactional; and 3, laissez-faire.
Slow down a little bit, Dr. Bourne. We want to catch every one of the 3 you just mentioned. Just start with
transformational,
yes,
transactional, and laissez-faire leadership.
And well, some people pronounce it laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire, right? That's it.
Those are the 3 main leadership styles.
That's it. What he did is that, or they, I should say, they actually measured it using 45 items, and in the 45 items, each component has a number of subcomponents. So in the transformational leadership style, there's a servant leader. All right. In the transactional leadership style, there are persons who actually are task-oriented individuals. And the laissez-faire leadership style is one where they allow you to do anything you want to do. So those are fundamentally the 3 components that he actually used to measure leadership style.
Okay. So we're almost upon a break. But before we head to the break, does having good health, and I'm focusing on physical health now.
Yeah.
Does having good physical health mean you're a good leader or not?
No, this is saying those persons who are transactional leaders are more likely to have a better health. They are 3 times more likely to have a better health than somebody who's practicing another leadership style.
I see. And what about transformational versus laissez-faire?
Laissez-faire leaders, those are the individuals, their leadership style is not affecting their health. So what this substantially means for those who are actually listening is that how you lead is affecting your health. Not other people affecting your health, The mere fact of how you lead is affecting your lifestyle, your well-being. So we are saying lead a particular way if you want a better health outcome.
And what about those who are transformational? The servant leaders.
The servant leader is 3 times more likely to have a good health outcome.
Yeah, so the transformational leaders are more likely to have good health or not so good health? Or
yes. The transactional is less likely to have good health compared to the transformational leader. But those persons who actually have a standoff approach to leadership is doing no good to their health.
Oh, and those are the laissez-faire types.
Laissez-faire type. So what we're saying is that
hold that thought, Dr. Bourne, because I see where we are now already upon a break. But very interesting topic. Listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back on the Morning Watch.
Are you ready for some good old gospel music with some good foods? Sonia's Homestyle Cooking and Natural Juices presents an evening of old-time religion fiesta. The night features Dwight Richards, Rhoda Isabella, Sister Pat, and friends. MC Nadine Blair. Admission $5,000, all inclusive. Tuesday, February 13 at 6 p.m. Sonia's Homestyle Restaurant, 17 Central Avenue in Kingston. Get your tickets at Sonia's. Old-time religion and some good old-time food too.
It's all Valentine's inside. some walkies. Perfumes, wine, teddy bears, and chocolates.
So Valentine's inside that Yes, baby, love me know you want it. Perfume, wine, teddy bears, and chocolate.
You better go Fontana for me. It's so Valentine's inside of Fontana.
From generation to generation, Jamaicans have depended on J&B Bank to make the pride and joy of providing a safe place for their families possible. Now, with no processing fees and no down payment mortgage options, you can open the door to your own sweet home, a legacy to hand to your next generation. Visit jnbank.com to get pre-approved today. J&B Bank will help you find a way.
Sometimes all we need is a listening ear. The listening ear, the counseling, the logical reasoning, and spiritual guidance are what appeal to us. That's why I'm here. I'm Dr. Joan Pinckney, the counselor, your counselor on Love 101 FM, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. You know you can call on me. I will listen and more. So let's talk about what's bothering you. Anything. Tune in, listen, call in, text or voice message. I'm Dr. Joan Pinckney, counseling psychologist, ready with a listening ear. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 10 to 11 p.m. Right here on the family station, Love 101 FM.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the first watch, having a very, very, very interesting discussion with Dr. Paul Bourne. He's a lecturer at the BTDI, and we're looking at the topic analyzing serious crime in Jamaica and examining how one's health may impact leadership styles. Dr. Bourne. Good day, sir. Dr. Bourne?
It seems like you're stumped. Are you stumped?
You know, that might take me to another gospel song. And that is not why I'm here today. I'm here today to host the Morning Watch. Yeah. Dr. Bourne, leadership styles, sir. Just before the break, you were developing a point, and it was in response to the question, let me ask another way, sir. Does one's health have anything to do with one's ability to lead? You are going through the various leadership styles: transformational, transactional, and laissez-faire. And someone may ask, yes, in the textbook or based on a particular study, this is what you are saying. But on the ground, in reality, does it always pan out in the way that the study might be indicating?
Very good. But we need to understand clearly that this study is on the ground. It's not fictitious.
Yes.
So we are collecting data from Jamaicans and asking them questions in terms of what they actually practice, etc. But what has been established? And
just to clarify, it was amongst denominations. So it was among only churches, or it was general?
It was among churches.
Oh. Any reason for that? I'm just wondering.
No, there was no reason really, but I thought more or less that little or no information exists on church leaders, really. So we really wanted to examine that.
And did you disaggregate in terms of male church leaders, female church leaders, older versus younger, middle-aged? Did you do that sort of breakout?
You clearly are a researcher. Absolutely. What we found out is that there's no difference in terms of the health outcomes of the males and the female church leaders.
Okay.
However, listen to this part that will actually surprise you.
Yes.
Married males are more likely to have good health than unmarried males.
Yes. They have the married male has the neck to keep them.
Absolutely.
The proper swivel.
Absolutely. But what we need to understand here, though, which you need to let your leaders understand, some person will actually not understand it, because leaders affect other person's lives.
Yes.
But we're also saying by leading, you're also affecting your own life. What they need to understand. So I lead, you follow, right? Not only that, I'm leading, and you're improving in terms of your well-being from my leadership. But my leadership is also affecting my life, my well-being. So the individual who's a leader has the responsibility to lead a particular way if he wants to not only transform those who he's leading or she's leading, but also transforming his or her life.
Now, Dr. Bourne, this study was done among denominations, the church. Let's take it a little bit outside of that. Although you can have a church leader who might be a political leader, but let's take it more broadly now. Someone who wants to be a political leader, having done this study based on your views, should a political leader or even a church leader share their health status or health reports with their voters?
And that's exactly where we are going with this. I think you're seeing directly in my mind, which means I maybe need to take off my hat and be there and you actually be me. But that's exactly where we are going, because we are saying, and many studies have actually shown that outside of just Jamaica, that persons lead a particular way. Even this is argued in terms of literature that Hitler was suffering from a psychotic state. All right. So what we do know is that your health directly affects you, because let's look at it. If I'm suffering from, say, for example, a psychological illness, and I'm asked to lead, I'm going to only lead within the capacity that I have. All right. Or if I'm ill, how will I be concerned about other people's well-being when I'm going through a particular physical illness? So that is extremely important. So we are saying to our leaders, declare your hand so we can actually vote within the context of information for our well-being, only your well-being.
Let's flip it here a minute, Dr. Bourne. Someone might have a particular physical ailment or even psychological. And because of that, they're able to understand how others feel when they're going through that psychological pain or illness or that physical ailment. It might help them to be better leaders, because the case can be made. I know your pain. I know you're suffering. Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely, that's the case. All right, we need to take that into consideration. But what we're saying is that after your pain, you'll empathize. During your pain, that's a totally different matter. We need to take into consideration. If somebody, and this has been argued, there's a case in New York in which there was a priest that was actually shot and killed in the streets by police only because she was exhibiting a particular behavior and the police did not understand. During people's actually experience is different from when they are out of that experience. You empathize not during your problems, but more time after, on the conclusion of your issue.
Okay. And let's look at the different types of health that we're talking about. We're talking about physical ailments, physical health. We have now touched on psychological health. Any other types of health? What about spiritual health? Because
we also looked at social health. What many researchers...
let's look at social, but let's first go to spiritual. Let's first go to spiritual, which I suppose some people would say spiritual is part of social.
Social, absolutely.
That's spiritual, because suppose, I mean very dramatic here, you could have a potential leader who ticks all the boxes on the health scale, but the person worships the devil, or they're involved in some occultic activity.
Absolutely. We have not mentioned that. And most of
we are mentioning it on Love FM. This is Love FM. We say certain things on Love FM sometimes. So let us say the person is just one of these very occultic people. I mean,
and that is something that Paul Bourne should actually investigate as somebody who is also
probably.
So I think what most persons who have done research have not looked at spiritual health as a part of the construct of health.
Yes, I think they should, because I think there's a tendency to ignore the spiritual sometimes.
Absolutely.
And it is sometimes more important than the physical, or is always more important than physical in my view. But anyway, that's another topic.
Yeah.
But let's look at the social health that you are mentioning. Go on, develop that for us.
All right. So a part of our component, we use RAND Corporation Index, which actually sought permission from the organization, and they give us permission to use the index. And in that social index component, there are about 6 or 7 questions that were used to measure social health in terms of how you interact with others, things like those. And that is why
social health. That includes what?
How you interact with other people, or you interact with other social agents.
Yes.
As a part of your social health.
Social agents. What do you mean by social agents?
In terms of organizations, or you attending church, attending school, all of those are part of your social health.
Understood.
Yeah.
Got you.
And we found out that your transformational leadership style was the most effective in terms of influencing your social well-being.
Oh. So transactional leaders are best able to navigate.
No, transformational
are best able to
navigate the social space of life.
Okay, understood. Why?
But it's easy to understand. A transformational leader is the person who actually cares about others, motivate you, energize you. So they are social beings.
Okay.
All right.
What if the transformational leader puts on a show? They're not really genuine, but they sound as if they care about you. They appear to be interested in you. Any thoughts on that?
But what we need to understand is that you cannot be a performer in the transformational space, Come on, the transformational space is about the other and not really you.
Okay.
So let's serve our leader, and Christ is our exemplar. It wasn't about him, it was about you. Yeah. He was getting you motivated, you inspired. So that is about the transformational leader. So transformational leaders can't act. All right?
You know about that, Dr. Bourne. They can't act.
They can't act. And even if they're acting on your behalf.
Understood.
Even if they're acting on your behalf.
I see the you're doing with the word acting, but that's all right. What is considered, before we wrap today, sir, never enough time in the morning watch, what is considered good health versus bad health?
Okay, so good health were persons who had an health in excess of 70%. All right, your excellent health,
you have a percentage or a ratio.
Percentage will range from in terms of good and bad health. So individuals who are in the moderate region to low region would have said to be at bad health. Those persons who have health in excess of 70% were considered to be those with good health or excellent health.
And when you say good health, 70% and higher, well, you never said and higher, but my words.
Yeah.
Is it a composite of physical, social,
emotional well-being? That's it.
See.
So, and each was actually scaled.
And next time, hopefully, you'll add spiritual.
I definitely will do so for your listeners.
Just throwing that into you. And those who are considered to have bad health, they are in what range?
They are in the range of below 50%, 60% and below.
And so the medium ones would be somewhere between 50 to 70.
Yeah, and they are still considered to be in the bad health category.
But not as bad as
the others.
You have a very high pass mark, Dr. Bourne.
It's not only pass mark. Remember, we're considering what health is. What health is.
I'm just joking. Dr. Bourne, I think we're completely out of time. Anything you want to leave with us this morning? Very interesting discussion.
We need to actually ask our leaders to re-examine what is happening in Jamaica in terms of murders, crimes, particularly robberies and murders. We cannot continue to have a society in which 70% of those persons who rob get away with it, and 50% of those who murder others get away with it. That must be solved. That must be addressed.
And presumably a transformational political leader will be better able to solve crime or help us to solve crime.
An excellent point. I'm unable to speak on the matter because, I'm a researcher, so I want to actually examine it. But of course, if the individual is transformational, is concerned about the well-being of others, then I presume that could be deduced.
Well, more on none. Your research continues. Dr. Bourne, thank you so much. Always interesting speaking with you. Thank you for your time and for your thoughts.
Thank you very much.
And listeners, please stay with us. We'll be right back on The Morning Watch.
The time by JN Bank is
7:30.
We're doing business better business. So no it easy, you have to set up a business. No, you not to have contacts and big things to get your business out. Talk about business better business. No it easy, you have to set up a business. So you not to have contacts and big things to get your business out. Talk about Jamaica business make pay. One single window for cross-border trade. Construction permit, real estate, more convenience, less red tape. With application portal online, so you now fit and open an online. That's business faster, improve process. That means smarter, that means no stress.
Visit JamaicaBusinessReforms.com to learn how we are building better business together. Sponsored by JAMPA and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
Put your hands together, this young lighter.
The Randy Williams Entertainment Center comes alive this Friday, February 16, with young reggae ambassadors in Kingston, when some of reggae's emerging stars take to the stage with guest artist, the Fireman himself. That's Young Reggae Ambassadors in Kingston, Randy Williams Entertainment Center, Friday, August 16, 8 p.m. Admission free. Another Reggae Month 2024 event.
As a fitness guy, I was surprised by my chronic illness diagnosis. I thought working out harder would fix it, but it wasn't enough. Now, my prescription meds are a part of my routine.
When I got my diagnosis, I really felt down and stopped spending time with the people I love. Then I decided not to let any disease get the best of me. And I'm committed to taking my meds as prescribed. On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. A message from the NHF. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
In life, the more you have, the more you have to lose.
The more you love, the more you worry. The more you own, the less you sleep.
The more people rely on you, the more you have on your mind.
I have peace of mind,
knowing that whatever I own
and whoever I care about are covered by the very best.
With Sagicor Life and Advantage General, get life, health, and general insurance to help you protect what matters most.
It's Reggae Month, and the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, presents Reggae Praise Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. And what a glory that will be. Come hear the sounds of Levy's Heritage, Sister Pat, Humble, John Mark Wigan, Orlando Small, Odia Spencer Brown, Nadine Blair, and Perpetual Sounds of Praise. Your MC? Yours truly, Nadine Blair. Reggae Wednesday's Reggae Praise is on Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. at the Festival Marketplace at Kingston Waterfront. The Festival Marketplace is situated near the Kingston Craft Market on Ocean Boulevard, right near the Myers Wharf. Easy to find, and admission is free. So make your plans to come out in your numbers for a night of worship in the key of reggae. What a night, what a glory that will be indeed. Reggae Praise, Wednesday, February 28th at 6 p.m. Festival Marketplace. See you there. A Love 101 endorsed event.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Let's take a look now at the newspapers to see what Jamaicans and others are saying and doing. And we have here in our various news sources the Jamaica Observer, the Daily Observer. Halfway tree primary honors students with perfect attendance. I'll read that again. Halfway tree primary honors students with or for perfect attendance. We also have a story of some concern on the front page of the Jamaica Observer by Alicia Dunkley-Willis, senior staff reporter at the Observer. It's entitled Hospital Dilemma. Hospital Dilemma. Plan to transfer 24 patients abandoned by families hits snag. And we now turn to the Gleaner online. We have a story here, a report, condolences in relation to David Reid, Jamaican tenor David Reid has died. Jamaican singer and musician David Reid has died. He was 95. Condolences to his family. Another story here in the Jamaica Gleaner. Police seek fugitive. following huge firearms seizure at Montego Bay Port. And we have also in the Gleaner ammunition found in abandoned building in Port Moore. And we have in Loop Jamaica News as well, as we turn to that online, a similar story in relation to the fugitive or the person so described. Cops seek person of interest, 14 gun find at Montego Bay Port. Those and many other stories in our various news sources. Coming up next, we'll review some of the feedback from our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp question, which is, what do you love the most about Love 101 FM? If you haven't done so yet, leave your responses in our Love 101 FM Jamaica Live, and of course, Facebook or YouTube, and also WhatsApp your comments and voice notes to 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll be right back.
Love 101 welcomes our new general manager, Mr. Michael Bryce. Listen as we talk with him about his journey and his sights on taking the baton as the boss in charge. The interview will Love 101 welcomes our new general manager, Mr. Michael Bryce. Listen as we talk with him about his journey and his sights on taking the baton as the boss in charge. The interview will take place during the morning watch on Tuesday, February 13, the day before our 31st anniversary. See him and hear his story. That's the morning watch, 7 a.m. on Tuesday, February 13. Welcome to the family, Mr. Michael Bryce. You are with the family station, Love 101.
It's Reggae Month, and the Jamaica Reggae Industry Association, JARIA, presents Reggae Praise Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. And what a glory that will be. Come hear the sounds of Levy's Heritage, Sister Pat, Humble, John Mark Wigan, Orlando Small, Obia Spencer Brown, Nadine Blair, and Perpetual Sounds of Praise. Your MC? Yours truly, Nadine Blair. Reggae Wednesday's Reggae Praise is on Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. at the Festival Marketplace at Kingston Waterfront. The Festival Marketplace is situated near the Kingston Craft Market on Ocean Boulevard, right near the Myers Wharf. Easy to find, and admission is free. So make your plans to come out in your numbers for a night of worship in the key of reggae. What a night, what a glory that will be indeed. Reggae Praise, Wednesday, February 28 at 6 p.m. Festival Marketplace. See you there. A Love 101 endorsed event.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. Let's join Jakal for a look at how our Facebook and WhatsApp friends answer today's question. What do you love the most about Love 101 FM? Jakal.
All right, so we do have some responses on our WhatsApp line. The line is buzzing. So this one is from Greg Diesel. It says different personalities of the announcers, conversation, interaction, and programs. And he also says the 31st anniversary is blessings, listening and sharing each day. And he also says, welcome to the new GM of Love 101. Suzette from Mount Friendship sent a voice note. Let's hear from her.
About love the best. Love FM only gives us the best presenters, best programs. Love FM don't just put anybody out there to represent them. They give us the best, and even when we get used to somebody and we don't want to let them go, the person that comes to follow is always received and perform. Everybody is different, but there is something for everybody and love. And I really appreciate the programs that comes on Love. Love FM always give us, when you listen to the different programs, there is something for every member of the family. And that is why I am a Love listener for now 31 years. God bless you, Love FM.
Thank you so much, Suzette. This final one is from Sister Ennis. She says the testimonies and prayers, be it from the guests or announcers themselves, And the craziness Jacal keep up also with his team. Wow, Sister Ennis, thank you for calling me out. Thank you so much for that one. Yeah, that's the end of our responses.
Well, thank you, Jakal. Many a comment. I'm sure you didn't even scratch the surface. Well, welcome back. Of course, we now go right into the second watch, and we introduce a very special person. He's been in the business for over 35 years. He's a man who comes to Love 101 FM with a wealth of knowledge and experience. He's the man who is now at the helm, raring and ready to go. I'm sure you've heard the name before. He's Michael Bryce, the new general manager of Love 101 FM. And I'll say even a little bit more. He is, of course, he's a seasoned career journalist and a media executive. He comes to the commission with a range of experiences spanning the broadcast and print media, as well as stints in tertiary education and utilities regulation. Among his qualifications, very importantly, a master's degree in communications for social and behavioral change, and a diploma in mass communications, both from the University of West Indies, as well as certificates in strategic communication, public relations, multimedia applications for new products, and dispute resolution. He is, and I don't know, I guess for him it will be a drum roll. For many others it won't be a drum roll. He is a Kingston College old boy.
Fortis.
I have a lot of good friends from KC, you know. I don't know. People sometimes ask me if I went to KC, interestingly. I never did. He's a Kingston College old boy, and he's a member of the USIA, International Visitor Association, as well as the International Association of Business Communicators, IABC. And, like myself, he's a member of the Press Association of Jamaica, PAJ. Mr. Bryce is married to Yulan and has 3 daughters, Marissa, Michaela, and Majani. We welcome Mr. Bryce and his family. Look forward to his effective leadership. Good morning to you, Mr. Bryce.
Good morning. Good to be here.
Now, sir, we never have enough time in the morning watch, as you may have realized,
Yes.
but we'll try to get into it as quickly as we can. How did you get involved in media, and why Love 101 FM?
Well, it started because I was at home and I wanted to get involved in something that would have done the greatest good for the people all at once. And so I started off at Radio Jamaica, as you know. I went there in 1983, and I did an audition, and I did the audition, and then one of the radio personalities we probably would remember, Marie Garth.
Yes.
She said to me, "Why don't you consider news?" And I said, "Okay." And she told me that I should put in my application to the news editor at the time, Janet Mort. And so I did, and interestingly, I went there the day of the Grenada invasion.
Oh my!
Yes, and well, here I am today.
Yes, and if I may, sir, you do sound as if you have a very powerful radio voice. If I may, sir.
Yes.
Now, having got involved in media, you know, Love 101 FM, of course, is a family station. What does family mean to you? Family.
Yeah, well, it means everything. I depend on my family for support more than they know. To put it this way, I don't even know some of my clothes size. my wife is in charge of that department, so I leave it all to her. So I depend on them for support. They depend on me for support, but in different ways.
Understood. Well, we are going to take a break at the moment. Of course, never enough time on the morning watch. We are already upon a break. Listeners, go absolutely nowhere at all. We're speaking to the new general manager of Love 101 FM. We'll be right back.
Time on Love 101 is now 7:45 a.m.
The following is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Let the trumpets blow. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them graves. Because tell me how we can do it together.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
When you say phosphorus, you say electrical. SWA cables, conduits, transformers, and breakers. When you say phosphorus, you say lighting, chandeliers, and more. When you say phosphorus, you say LEDs and solar water heaters. Phosphorus is electrical, lighting, solar, and LEDs. Visit us today, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Phosphorus.
Receive words of strength from the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis.
The battle of seed has been declared many years ago and is still raging. I will put enmity between thee and between the woman, thy seed and her seed. A war will be on perpetually until Jesus returns. But I know who has already won the war. I know who has already won the war.
That's the Voice of Power with Bishop Dr. Delford Davis, brought to you by the Power of Faith Ministries International in Portmore. Voice of Power comes to you every Thursday at 9:30 a.m. right here on the family station, Love 101.
Speak, my Lord. Speak, my Lord. Speak, and I will answer, Lord, send me. Put your hands together, let this yellow light up.
The Randy Williams Entertainment Center comes alive this Friday, February 16, with young reggae ambassadors in Kingston, when some of reggae's emerging stars take to the stage with guest artist, the Fireman himself. That's Young Reggae Ambassadors in Kingston, Randy Williams Entertainment Center, Friday, August 16, 8 p.m. Admission free. Another Reggae Month 2024 event.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Stokeley Marshall. We are in the second watch, and we are speaking with none other than Michael Bryce, the new general manager of Love 101 FM, and has been so since February the 1st, 2024. And just before the break, sir, you were telling us quite a number of things, how much your family means to you, how much your family supports you, and of course you support your family. Tell us about the family station Love 101 FM in terms of any future plans, and of course our Love Month. We are in our it's Love Month, and Love's anniversary. The theme is Stronger Together. How is this theme going to play out under your watch? First of all, any future plans?
Well, I can't speak much about the future plans right now, but suffice it to say that it will reflect the theme Stronger Together.
Yes. And Stronger Together, it may not appear on the face of the theme Stronger Together, but when I think of Stronger Together, it is reminding me of the ecumenism embodied in Love 101 FM. It's not just any one denomination, just several coming together. How do you see that ecumenism feeding into the theme Stronger Together?
Well, as you say, it is a coming together of the minds.
Yes.
And that coming together, that strength, that unity will inure to the benefit of love.
Yes.
So that coming together is the stronger together. And so by that means, we will be strong.
And even in terms of the various stakeholders at Love FM, you have different types of stakeholders, different styles, different outlooks, different viewpoints, different worldviews. And how do you see your role as being pivotal in, as it were, bringing everything together, having everything gel?
Well, I always believe that all views contend.
Yes.
And all views collide at times. And I believe that I am there in just in the middle to accommodate everybody. So everybody will be accommodated to an extent, to a limit, but all views will contend.
And when you say everyone will be accommodated to an extent, to a limit, if you can break that down for us, is it that they are accommodated insofar as they advance the kingdom of God? If you could help us to understand what you might be thinking when you say that.
Well, insofar as the accommodation goes,
yes,
you see, you will, how do I put it now?
You did say sometimes there will be some collision.
Yes, yes, and I think I'm there as the mediator. As the mediator.
As the mediator.
So
I was going to say the referee.
No, as the mediator, because as you read before, I am trained in dispute resolution.
Yes.
So I will be there as the mediator, and I will listen to all views and then mediate, sort out, and let everybody be happy to an extent.
Well, Mr. Bryce, you clearly are well qualified and well suited for this job in terms of a lot of the things you have said, because interestingly, you did say sometimes there will be collision.
Yes.
And
but and you have to accept that is part of the course.
In any family, sir, in any family, there will be times where there will be some amount of discomfort. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you enjoy being in the family.
Yes. yes. I thoroughly enjoy.
We still come around the same table. We still share the same jokes. We laugh, we cry.
And you see, it is important, as is said, that you do not go to bed angry.
Do not go to bed angry.
Yes.
Excellent, sir.
So anything you can resolve here and now, resolve it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you, sir. Now, I want to ask you a couple on the lighter side, if I may.
Yes.
A couple questions. Nothing too deep, nothing too, intellectually. What's your favorite color?
Can you guess? It has got to be purple.
Okay. I was going.
And the purple, I believe, has the most resilience because you can get shades of purple and it's still purple. Yes. So you can get lilac and you can get all kinds, dark purple, light purple, lilac, everything. And so
is it true that they say purple represents royalty?
Oh, that too.
Okay, sir. Yes, thank you. And your favorite food?
That's got to be stewed peas and rice.
with beef and potato?
With a little of the oink oink.
Yeah, a little of the oink oink. That's a way to put it. All right. So we know his favorite color. We know his favorite food. So make sure some oink oink is in there. All right. Favorite place to visit? Where you'd like to visit? Whether locally or overseas?
Overseas, I would say it's Canada. I would say it's Canada.
What about Canada?
because when you are in Canada, you feel so peaceful. It's so serene. The streets are clean.
Okay.
You just feel very relaxed in Canada.
I see. And what about here in Jamaica?
Well,
any favorite place here, or the entire island, or?
Well, my home. I like to visit.
That's
home.
a good one. Mrs. Bryce, he says the home.
Yes.
All right, I'll leave it right there. All right. No, I wondered if you would have said the Blue Mountains, or I don't know. But I leave that there right now. Any hobbies that you enjoy?
Photography.
You're a photographer.
Yes.
You like taking pictures.
I love to take photos and record at the moment.
All right. And this was even before people were using camera phones.
Yes, I took up photography. I bought my first camera even before I entered the media in 1982. I think I did my first job as a photographer.
Mr. Bryce, media is definitely in your veins. Definitely in your veins. Now, let's go a little bit further back. Who is or was your most memorable teacher, and why?
That is difficult because there are several teachers who really had an impact.
Okay.
And so I don't want to call any name, but I would
get in any trouble.
Yes, but I would single out 3 teachers at Kingston College.
Okay.
But I don't want to call their
names. Yes, lest you get in trouble for leaving out any names. Now, what did you want to be when you were growing up? Did you see yourself in media, or you thought of doing something else at the time, or you didn't really have any particular thing you wanted to do when you grew up?
Funny enough, I thought I would have been a doctor.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because it follows in the maxim of doing the greatest good for people. So I thought I could have contributed that way, but I ended up in the media.
Dr. Bryce, I wonder how that would have sounded. Dr.
Well,
Bryce.
It's still possible.
Okay, Mr. Bryce. Well, who would you love to meet if you were to meet someone now? Who would you love to meet?
Living or dead?
Well, let's start with living.
I can't say that I have anybody that I would meet.
Let's go to someone who is deceased. Who would you love to meet if they were still alive?
Donald Burns Sangster.
Oh, okay. You mean former prime minister?
The former prime minister.
Who served for a short time?
Yes.
Oh, what about him?
You see, it would complete my circle. I have met every single prime minister of Jamaica.
Except
the current PM.
Oh, you have met all except him.
Yes, and I think I will do so today.
Interesting.
Yes,
But
I have met Sir Alexander as a child.
Yes.
I've interacted with you, Shearer, Michael Manley, Portia Simpson Miller. Everybody coming down the line. So it's only Donald Burns Sangster that I would like to meet to complete
the circle. Wow. You know, Mr. Bryce, never enough time on the morning watch. As we wrap today, what would you consider your best quality and your greatest pet peeve?
I think my best quality is my calm demeanor.
That is evident. That is very evident here in studio this morning, and maybe the listeners can hear that.
Yes, and my pet peeve, don't be late.
Don't be late. Well, on that note, this segment does have to end. Wish we had more time, Mr. Bryce.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us this morning in studio.
Yes, and thank you for having me.
Most definitely, sir. And thank you, listeners, for being with us. Join us again tomorrow as we look at other topical and controversial issues. Visit the Love 101 FM YouTube channel and Facebook page for this and all other Love 101 FM programs. And of course, download our Love 101 app and stay connected to us, the family station, the #1 gospel station in Jamaica. This has been The Morning Watch. Thanks to our producer, Kathy Gale, and to our guests. I am Stokeley Marsh. We're heading back to Love in the Morning with Chukal.
Thank you so much for listening to the Morning Watch today. The time is now 8 a.m. and we now make way for Forward in Faith.